Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're capturing the absolute essentials of a truly transformative book, and we're going to do it in 8 minutes or less. We're tackling a massive universal human dilemma. How in the world do we get what we truly want in life while still balancing the endless demands of everyone around us? Well, as you'll see, mastering your external conflicts actually starts by mastering the negotiation happening right now, entirely within yourself.
Take a second and picture your absolute toughest opponent. Seriously, when I ask, who do you negotiate with every day, your mind probably jumps straight to a demanding boss, a stubborn teenager, or maybe a super difficult client. But here is the twist. Over decades of mediating everything from corporate boardroom battles to literal civil wars, experts have found that the biggest obstacle to getting what you want is actually you. Yep, we constantly get in our own way.
It's like Socrates perfectly put it centuries ago. Let him who would move the world first move himself. And that quote brilliantly anchors our core premise today. We have to conquer our own inner reactivity and self-sabotage before we can ever hope to successfully resolve conflicts with other people.
So, our source material for this explainer is a phenomenal book by William Ury, who you might know is the co-founder of the Harvard Negotiation Project. You've probably heard of his legendary negotiation framework, Getting to Yes. Well, this book, Getting to Yes with Yourself, is basically the essential missing prequel. It is completely designed to change your inner game so you can finally effectively change your outer game.
Here's exactly how we'll break this down today. First, the opponent. Second, yes to self. Third, yes to life. Fourth, yes to others. And finally, the 3 wins. Section 1, the opponent. Let's start by looking inward to identify those reactive behaviors that basically make you your own worthiest adversary.
You know the feeling. When we get triggered in stressful moments, the blood literally flows right out of our brain and into our limbs. We lose our ability to think clearly, and we usually fall into what Ury calls the 3A trap. We either attack, we accommodate by giving in, or we avoid the problem altogether. And guess what? None of these actually serve our true interests. By just reacting, we hand over our power to influence a situation constructively. We are essentially just saying no to ourselves. Now, what's really fascinating about this circular journey is how the solution is actually mapped out. It's not just some standard checklist, it's a 3-phase progression. It moves from an unconditionally constructive attitude of acceptance toward yourself, then toward life, and then finally outward toward others. Let's dig into that first phase. Section 2, yes to self. This is exactly where successful external agreements begin, with a radical shift inward. Listen, our natural human tendency is to act as our own absolute harshest critic, right? We judge ourselves constantly. But to get to that inner yes, we have to completely flip the script from self-judgment to self-understanding. Instead of criticizing yourself, you need to start listening to yourself with the exact same empathy and understanding you'd offer a highly valued friend or a top client, really searching for your deepest underlying needs. To actually achieve this, we use a really powerful metaphor, going to the balcony. Imagine life as a stage. When you get triggered, step back and view the drama from the balcony. Just observe your passing thoughts and emotions without evaluating them. If you name the emotion, like literally saying, "Oh, okay, there's my anger," you identify it so you don't get identified with it. From that balcony, you can listen empathetically and uncover what you truly need. It's kind of like a businessman mentioned in the source material who realized his bitter, years-long corporate feud wasn't really about stock prices at all. His deepest underlying need was simply for freedom.
Once you actually know what those needs are, you've got to develop your inner BATNA. Now, in standard negotiation, BATNA stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. But your inner BATNA, that's a total game changer. It is an unconditional commitment to yourself to take care of your deepest needs no matter what the other person does. It's a major shift from blaming others for your dissatisfaction to taking radical self-responsibility. Basically, it means nobody else holds the keys to your happiness but you.
Section 3, yes to life. Once we accept our needs and take responsibility for them, we have to decide how we view the actual world providing for those needs. So underneath our conflicts is almost always a fear of scarcity. It's this baked-in assumption that we live in an unfriendly universe where there just isn't enough money, power, or love to go around. But to get to yes, we must make a proactive choice to view life as a friendly universe. We have to realize that true, enduring satisfaction has to be generated from within ourselves. It can't be forcibly extracted from an opponent.
So the really crucial point here is how we actually pull this off day to day. We do it by staying in the zone with 3 micro-actions. Accept the past, trust the future, and embrace the present. Yorkie uses a great analogy in the source material. He compares resisting life to rappelling down a cliff. If you hold onto the rope too tightly out of fear, you just get stuck. You literally have to let the rope slide through your hands to move forward. You've got to let go of past resentments, drop your future anxieties, and focus entirely on the present moment.
Moving to Section 4, Yes to Others. This is where our internal alignment naturally and positively alters our external interactions.
When we're stuck in that scarcity and inner conflict, we automatically default to a win-lose mindset of taking. But because you've now completely secured your inner satisfaction, you can make the ultimate mindset shift to a win-win-win scenario based on giving. You can actually surprise people by giving them respect and inclusion, even and honestly especially when they're being incredibly difficult. By changing your default mode to giving, you diffuse external conflict before it even has a chance to begin.
The poet E. E. Cummings wrote, "I imagine yes is the only living thing." And that perfectly encapsulates the profound, life-altering impact of shifting our internal default attitude from no to yes. Seriously, when we accept ourselves, trust life, and respect others, we are actively choosing growth and possibility over fear and resistance.
Section 5, The 3 Wins. Let's explore how all of this culminates into the ultimate reward of practicing this daily internal negotiation.
Mastering the inner negotiation isn't just about feeling good, it creates a powerful cascade effect. First, it starts with a win within, granting you this profound inner calm and sufficiency. Then, that radiates outward into a win with others, dramatically improving your relationships and your ability to negotiate externally without just reacting. And finally, it creates a win for the whole, benefiting your family, your workplace, and your entire community. By stepping onto that balcony and getting out of your own way, you don't just win an argument. You win the greatest game of all, the game of life.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. The next time you find yourself losing an argument, ask yourself, are you fighting the person in front of you or the opponent inside of you? Take a moment today to really think about that one reactive behavior you're finally going to leave on the balcony. If you enjoyed this explainer, subscribe to In 8 Minutes and never miss what matters.